Hi, welcome back to Transplants. I'm Kim, and today we're going to do my June garden tour. Come on in. This is the pepper greenhouse, and you can see everything's doing great. I just wanted to point out a couple peppers. Well, of course, the jigsaw is always gorgeous.
And unlike mine, Kim has peppers actually growing on hers. Mine are still growing.
Yeah, we ate some yesterday, and they were just a little bit hotter than a jalapeno. Not bad, just a little bit. And these are Tabascos. So hopefully we'll make some Tabasco sauce this year. Then we have jalapenos, all the basic serranos. This little short one right here is oh shoot, what is the name now? I forgot. But it's
What is this?
it's called a little beak. It's hot but not super hot. I don't know.
That's
I've never grown it
interesting.
before. It's cute.
And do you think these are ready to pick?
No, they turn red.
Oh, okay. I've never heard of that one.
Here we
And what
have-
are those?
These are this is ground cherries, and they're ripe when it falls off the vine.
Gotcha. Let's go back here. And what is this pepper?
This is a Scotch bonnet. This is this is the
Scotch
one that
bonnet.
we bought when we were out at that nursery. That was one of the plants I bought, but they'll blow your ass out. They're hot. And then they'll be red cherry peppers. Hot. We stuff them.
Oh,
And then
the hippie would like those.
They're wax peppers, and then more Jimmy Nardellos.
Where we can see it. Yeah. Ooh, very good. And it is June 21st, and we're about 100 degrees in here today. Okay. And now we're going through your high tunnel. Her high-low tunnel,
Right.
that she is eventually going to put a shade on. Is that right?
Yes, the shade cloth should be on already, but we're a little behind.
Yeah. But everything looks really good out here.
Yeah. So we harvested a bunch of radishes yesterday. That meat's all cleaned up.
What is this?
It's a white. It's like a dry bean.
Look how pretty. How interesting would that be just in your garden, guys?
It's an Italian bean, and frankly I don't know the name of it. I just thought it was pretty and thought, hey, let's stick it in the ground.
It is very pretty.
This one's almost all pink.
Yeah. Those are beautiful.
And we harvested all the chard last night for make some greens today and freeze. But you can see everything looks a little limp over here.
Yeah, well, the rain hasn't been exploding out here, guys. It's been a dry one.
It's really dry. Here's the
You've got a bunch of melons.
yes, these are the Kiku chrysanthemum melons,
Okay.
and they're not ripe yet. They're getting close. This stripe there will get a little brown. And there's the Trumbacina squash. Now that, I highly recommend that for the south. My lemon squash and the green zucchini, the squash bugs ate it right away, and this is still going strong.
And what's the name of that again?
Trumbacina.
Trumbacina. Okay. And no squash bugs on that.
No,
Trumbacina.
not so far. It does starting to look a little something, but don't look like it's squash bug damage.
I would say that's our drought.
Yes, so would
It's
I.
been so hot and dry here lately.
But they can grow up to 6 feet long if they're trellised.
Oh my God.
And I harvested a watermelon off that last night. Oh, here we have a Kajari melon.
Nice.
And that'll be, the inside's orange. That was recommended by Jess from Roots and Refuge, as were most of the plants in my garden. We'll head into this other greenhouse. Just showing my ferocious kale damage from grasshoppers.
Yeah, which is very strange because I have rarely seen grasshoppers even out here in North Carolina. That's something that goes crazy in Kansas and Oklahoma. You see them everywhere.
So I just left it and left them feast on that. They left everything else alone. Everything else in the greenhouse is perfect, and they just
As
ate
long as
that.
you got this here as a sacrifice.
Yep. So the Roma tomatoes are going crazy, and the spoon tomatoes are crazy. These are so good. I recommend these. They're cute little.
Look how tiny they are, though. Oh
Mhm.
my goodness. That's not even the size of a grape.
No, I think they say like you can fit 12 or 16 of them on a teaspoon or something.
Yeah.
But they're good. They're like little Tic Tacs in your mouth. So here the Sugar Rush peach, they're starting to get peachy now. When they get really, really dark peach.
Yeah.
When they're ready. And they're hot.
Yeah, that's what we're going to come back to Kim's and steal because we don't have those at home.
You're welcome to them. And
Oh, you've got something down here. What is this?
yeah, that was I just cut that off of here. I cut it off and then I just throw it in the ground and then
Let
surprise nature.
Nature will
surprise
handle
me
it.
next year with free plants. I don't
Yeah.
do that with a whole lot, but some things I do put down. I don't want to draw bugs to the rotting stuff, but I also. And the green stalks are still a fail. I gave up on them. I am going to completely empty them out, put new soil in, and start all over with good soil.
Yeah.
And then this side's doing good too, all the herbs. My peppers are
Doing
crazy.
really well.
It's crazy. This was
Yeah.
overwintered. All these peppers in here were overwintered, and they're just, well, not the jigsaw. That's new this year.
Yeah.
Oh, and this one. This is one of my favorite peppers, a cubanella. I stuff
Do
it with
you really like that?
They're my favorite.
I was expecting a spicierness to
Oh
it.
no, I stuff them with cream cheese and just eat them like that, just cold. Oh, I love them. They're my favorite. The lettuce actually is starting to do something. I did fertilize it, but it was already past. Past hope.
So that's a soil issue, not
Got
a
some
green
radishes.
stalk issue.
Yes, that was a soil. That was user error. But I highly recommend the green stalks. Listen, what is this weed? What? is
I don't
this
know,
weed
but it's
and
taking
why?
over at my house too.
Yeah, I cannot stop it. And they pull out in great big. The root mass is like,
Yeah.
and
All I do is keep pulling it.
yeah. Well,
I try to dig down to the central root of one
Mhm.
and pull it. And you've got the Trellatier's beans too. Mine are going crazy and putting off like crazy. We've been eating them and freezing them.
Oh, I have not got one yet, but mine just
Started flowering?
Yeah,
And guys, we live on the same road.
right. Like
It's
what, a mile
amazing
and a
what-
half away?
Your peppers are going crazy. My peppers are not going crazy yet, but everything else is going crazy.
Down where you belong.
Yeah.
And my corn, well, like I said, this is just mulch on cardboard. I didn't really expect anything to grow over here, but it does sometimes. One corn
I see
lived,
a
and then a couple
few
are straggling.
Trying.
But the squash that was there, nothing. This is marshmallow.
Boy, that gets big. I've got some growing in a pot. I'm going to have to take it out. I think I'm going to stick it under the willow tree.
Yeah, I'm gonna move that to my surprise garden soon.
Oh, a surprise garden.
Surprise garden. A secret garden, actually. what is that? A
A
snail.
snail.
Yes.
You got snails on the parsley.
Do you have problems with snails at your house?
Uh-uh.
Oh, no, I have it. It's horrible here. Yeah, they don't really do a whole lot. I mean, they do eat, but they don't really damage much. I just cut all that back. So yeah, so everything's doing well. There's one of them nasty, nasty butterflies. See them white butterflies?
Mm-hmm.
You gotta kill them. They lay eggs everywhere and the babies eat your garden. So we have cucumbers everywhere growing. I think this is called a Chelsea cucumber. It's supposed to be one of the long, skinny ones like the English ones. You're like a ninja. Did you get him?
No.
I was like being like a ninja.
But it was fun to watch.
Oh.
Your lavender looks great.
Yes. When we get up to the next lavender bush, I'll show you a bug that's on my lavender. We'll talk about that little nasty bug. The dill, we're getting ready to, I harvest it when it's like this, and then I freeze them for pickles.
Yeah.
Or you leave them dry.
For next year.
For next year for the dill seeds. Or you just
use the dill seed.
And throw it somewhere else in your garden, and then it'll come up by itself for you. That's why I have it all over the place, because that's what I do.
Now, what about your artichokes? What's going on here?
Okay, well, the artichokes flowered. Can you get a close-up of that bug?
Yeah.
That bug is a leaf-footed nymph, and they infest my garden. Oh man, I'm gonna have to kill. We had stink bugs and some weird bug that I've never seen before. On the tomatoes, they were eating the red tomatoes, so I had to sprinkle DE on them also. I tried to be careful and not get it on any buds where pollinators would get to. I just put it on the fruit that they were bothering. So. Look at these slices.
I know, those are huge. This is going to be beautiful when they start turning red.
Yeah. And I still like the Florida weave. I think it's doing good for me, but
I've always done cages. I think I'm going to go back to cages.
I usually did a cattle panel, and I like that.
I could see if you started with a cattle panel how you're okay with the Florida weave. What is this melon here?
That's a Kajari melon. That's the same as we saw in the low tunnel.
Okay.
This has 3 of them on there. There's one, and then here's a bigger one. And a volunteer red Malabar spinach. It's so beautiful. I mean, it's worth growing.
Just to look at it?
Yes. Now the leaves are edible, but they're like okra. They got that slimy, muciny feel to them. But you can use them in place of spinach. I mean, if I need to, I will. But until then, I'm just going to grow it for the beauty. More cucumbers, okra. My okra starts coming up, and a couple peanuts coming up. Planted this year, but I have volunteers that I planted 4 years ago and continue to give me peanuts 4 years later, which is great with me. See the raspberries?
Yeah.
Blackberries.
The wild blackberry.
No, these aren't wild. I mean, the bush is wild, yes.
Yeah.
But that's, yeah, they're.
But they were
ready
put in this bed on purpose.
Yes, yes. That's what all these sticks are, holding all the wild strands up. So let's do this. Let's show it. Okay, so here's another lavender. When I came out this morning, it looked like, come here. It looked like somebody came and spit all over my plants.
Oh, God.
Which I get this every year on my lavender. It mostly affects ornamental plants or something that has a broader leaf. There's a little baby inside there, and it's feeding, and then it makes this foam. It's inside that foam.
Yeah.
They don't damage your plant. They might mess up the leaf that it's attached to, but that's it. And to take care of them, you just take a hose and spray them, wash them off, and when they fall to the ground, they can't get back. They can't get back up. And Yeah, they turn into like a little brown and white teeny tiny moth. Oh, I thought that was one of the moth parents. Oh, here, let's go this one. So here's the volunteer peanuts.
Oh, wow.
I wish I had a flower on. Okay, so they get this flower, and then when the flower dies, it sends a spike down into the ground. I'm looking for a spike. It'll send a spike down into the ground, and then the peanuts will grow on the end of that spike that it puts down.
I gotcha.
And these are volunteers. There's maybe 6 or 7 plants in here, and that'll be enough for me to have boiled peanuts for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, which I love.
Yeah.
You like boiled peanuts?
No. No, you and the hippie are just the same. He loves them. And what is this?
That's
Feverfew. Yeah.
It was yellow. I don't know what's going on. This is the first year it bloomed. So I'm not really sure what's going on.
You know, it's just really been so hot and dry. We don't know what's going on with a lot of stuff. It's not acting the way it normally would act.
But the zinnias, all the zinnias are volunteers. I planted them the first year I had a garden, and I get them everywhere.
Yeah.
Everywhere. I pull some out, and the lot I leave grow. More jalapenos. I don't know what I'm going to do with all the jalapenos.
Well, you can freeze those.
Yeah, I do freeze. I have some still frozen from last year.
Yeah.
Your bed.
Looking good, looking healthy.
This is chard.
And you have the standing water for the pollinators?
I do. Well, actually, I put it out for the birds because I figured they come and they peck one bite out of your fruit or your vegetable because they're thirsty.
Oh,
Obviously, if they were hungry, they would have ate more than one bite. So I thought, let me put some water out for them. Maybe they'll just drink the water and leave my stuff alone. It seems to help a little bit, but in the beginning, early in the season, nothing helps. They just want the red fruit.
Okay, let's talk about the DE that you're using. What is DE?
DE is diatomaceous earth. It's the exoskeleton of algae. It's organic. You can actually eat it if you buy the food grade, which there are a lot of people that do. I don't. So to apply it, I recycle and reuse an old Lay's can. I put a little bit in the bottom, and I use it as a puffer to administer it right where I want it. This is empty right now. Or you can stand it upside down and sprinkle out, or else actually really blow it out. So, old Lay's can.
And you're not putting it on the blooms of the plants because it's not good for the pollinators,
Yes,
right?
it will do the same thing to the good bugs as it does the bad bugs. That's why I don't like using it, but I also am growing food to eat, not for the bugs to eat. So, I
Right.
don't mind sharing. But, so yes, I'm actually just spraying it on the tomato where no blooms are, only in the affected area.
Okay. Okay, my cucumbers are green, Kim.
And mine are white.
On purpose.
On purpose, yes. It's a white cucumber. It's
Is this for pickling?
No, it's not, it's a slicer. I mean,
Okay.
you could pickle them if you got them small like this, where there wasn't many seeds. Oh, look at me right beside a bee.
Uh-huh, that's okay.
I talk to bees now.
Yeah, you do.
And so these are supposed to not get bitter in the heat. We'll see. I grew them last year, and I don't know if I don't know.
This year would be a good test for that because it's been nothing but hot.
Yeah. And I don't really like a whole lot of change. Like, I don't want to eat purple ketchup because ketchup's supposed to be red.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's the same thing with cucumbers. They're supposed to be green. Why are they white?
Yeah.
So we'll see. I always give everything 3 chances, and if after the 3rd chance it doesn't do well or I don't care for it, then it doesn't
Out of
hold its
here.
place. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, yay. So let me grow them. They're beautiful. I think the rattles are cute. You can use the rattles in like dried flower arrangements. So I picked one off, and whoops. You can you hear it?
Yeah, I don't know
So,
if they're gonna get it.
This is one flower head, which a whole bunch just fell out already while I was talking.
Yeah.
But that's a lot of poppies, or, you know, that's a loaf
Seeds.
of bread.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping by just putting them back, they'll volunteer next year. And poppies, you plant poppies in the winter. You just take them out and throw them. You can throw them on top of the snow. You don't bury them in. You just throw them out in the winter when it's cold, cold. And they do everything on their own.
Isn't even recording. Great.
Okay.
Fabulous.
Wait, oh yeah, okay. Hold on. Okay. All right. Thanks everybody for hanging out with me today for my June garden tour. We have an unboxing coming up and a secret surprise that we're going to let you in on, but not yet. Soon. Not yet. Thank you. Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe.
Do it again.
Again? Oh. Like and subscribe.